Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Smoke Sammy. Today, I want to give a little update on my little wrapped TBR project thing. If you watched my last video, you know my TBR. I wrapped them all, I put them on my shelf. I posted part 1 on TikTok, and the book that I got was Dracula. And then I also posted part 2 on TikTok without finishing Dracula. And I got the toy makers! I know I should read this one first before I open the next one. But I'm moving. And I had to pack the books. I had to pack the wrapped books. And it had kind of been a while since I posted the first part. And I was like, I really gotta post the second part. So I did. And honestly, that was a mess too. I forgot to film the intro before I unwrapped the book. So you can see the unwrapped book on the shelf, which maybe I should just taken it off. I don't know, that felt somehow worse. And I also put part 2 out of 65 on it, and then I uploaded it, and then I didn't notice until like 2 days later. So that's a mistake, but I did upload both parts to YouTube, and I did put a little correction over part 2 out of 65 because there are actually 66 books that are wrapped, so that was stupid. Now, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, this bitch didn't even finish reading the books before she posted part 2. What a fake. Social media is not real. First of all, no, it's not. And second of all, do I know why I didn't read these 2 books? It's a really stupid reason. It's because I borrowed all of these from the library. Did I even read all of these? No. So I borrowed 4 books like 3 months ago, and then I returned 2 of those books, and I renewed 2 of those books. And then since I was already at the library because I had to drop off the other 2 books, I decided to look for more books, just to, you know, why not? Borrow some more. And I borrowed 5 more. So, because these have a deadline, I was procrastinating on these, okay? Mostly this one, okay? Because I posted part 2 pretty recently. So I haven't even started the toy makers yet, but I read at least 15 pages of this one now. And the thing about this one is that I haven't really read a classic before, so my brain's just not used to that kind of writing style, so I do have to get used to it, and because of that, I am reading slower than I usually would. So these 7 books. Now, did I read all 7? No. I did not read all 7, but I did read some of them, and I thought it would be fun if we could play a little game called Which Book Did Sammy Actually Read? So yeah, I'm gonna go through one by one, and we're gonna guess if I read it or not. And yeah, that was pretty self-explanatory in what I said previously, but first book, Interesting Facts About Space by Emily Austen. Did I read it? Did I not read it? I read the first chapter. I read the first chapter and I stopped. Not because I didn't like the book. I just stopped. I just stopped reading it. I liked it so far. I liked the first chapter. Was it only the first chapter? Just kidding. I read 2 chapters. So that was 43 pages. And I liked it. Maybe I'll rent it again. I have to return these books though because I'm moving. There's literally nothing I disliked about the book so far. So the next book is Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. So this book and Interesting Facts About Space are the 2 books that I renewed twice. Did I read this one? No. I read to chapter 8, so that is 78 pages. And I really like this book, actually, and I don't know why I didn't continue it. I think because it was just longer, so I was like, oh, it's gonna take me longer to finish, and usually I don't care about, like, the length of a book. Like, I'll read a 1,000-page book, but because of the time limit and because of all the things that I had to do, it felt like a lot to commit to, so I think that's where, like, my paralysis kind of kicked in with this book, because I do like it so far. I like the whole 7 deadly sins thing. I like that the character has silver hair and eyes because, like, why not? I like that it's kind of like Bridgerton-like, but like demons and vampires. And she paints. I love painters and painting. I really love ACOTAR, and I don't know how much of that has to do with the fact that Feyre paints. Probably more than I would think. Anyway, I definitely plan to continue with this series. I'll get it at my next library when I move. The next book, Foe by Ian Reid. Did I read this one? Yes, I did. I actually did read this one. Wow, look at that. I accomplished something. So basically, this guy Junior and his wife Henrietta, who he calls Hen, live in the middle of nowhere on a farm. And one day, some random guy in a business suit named Terrence knocks on their door and is like, hey Junior, guess what? You've been selected to go do this cool space thing. And yeah, you're gonna leave really soon. Like, we already have made arrangements and Hen will stay here. But don't worry about that because we're gonna give her a little friendly company while you're gone. Did I like it? It wasn't bad. I liked it. I don't know. I like how it ended. There was like a little plot twist in it, and I did enjoy the twist. Did I see it coming? I wasn't surprised when it happened, but I didn't necessarily guess that that was going to happen. I like the atmosphere of it. It's very like quiet and like contemplative. But it was a little bit slow and it did kind of drag a little bit at times, but I also didn't really like the main character that much, so I feel like that might be part of it. He's just a regular guy. I didn't think he was particularly very interesting, but I do like how it ended. It wasn't very long. The chapters are very, very short, so that made it kind of easy to kind of just breeze through. But I do like how it ended, and I do enjoy the twist, but I especially like how it ended. So I would say that I do like this book overall. The next book is Hide by Kirsten White. Did I read it? Huh? What do you think? Yes, I did read this one. I read this whole one too. Wow, that's 2 whole books that I read. Isn't that great? Did I like this book? It has some parts that I do really like, and it has some things that I didn't really like about it. Basically, like 14 people participate in this challenge where they have to hide in a theme park for 7 days and not get caught, and the winner gets this big prize money. But then things start going kind of dark from there. People are disappearing, and there's mysterious bloodstains around, and yeah, there's something sinister going on in this theme park, and we get to figure it out as the story goes along. And I love that stuff. I love like knowing, oh, there's things to be explained. The cat's making a ruckus, don't mind her. I like the mystery of, ooh, like what is going on? Like this building of suspense. There was some spooky scenery that I really enjoyed. Creepy carnival theme park, love that setting. I had a nice time like immersing myself. Like this is a place that I wanted to hang out, even though it's a spooker. Did it spook me? No, not really. Throughout the book, you get the perspective of each of these 14 characters. Like some aren't as long as others. They're pretty brief, and I know that was one of the reasons why some people didn't like this book as I was reading on Goodreads. But I actually did. I liked having these like little bits of information about all these characters, like who they were at that moment in their life. I love good character development, don't get me wrong, but I also enjoy just like hearing about characters as they already are, like not necessarily I don't even arc all the time, especially in a novel like this where they're gonna die pretty soon anyway, and the whole thing lasts 7 days to begin with, so like there's really not that much time to really make connections anyway. Plus it kind of reminded me of Danganronpa a little bit, and I love Danganronpa, but I don't know, it just kind of ended like it felt really abrupt. The next book is Impossible Causes by Julie Mayhem. Did I read this book? Did I? No, I did not. I did not read this book. I read 2 pages, and it's not that I didn't like it so far. I just didn't pick it up again. I just put it down, it just stayed there. It is witchy though, and it does sound good. That's why I picked it. So I'll probably try to come back to this when I move and get a new library card. But yeah, I really didn't read this one at all. Up next, The Night Child by Anna Quinn. Did I read this one? Did I? No, I did not read this one. I read to chapter 5. I read the first 25 pages, because this is page 26, so I didn't read this page yet. I read the first 25 pages. Why did I stop? No reason in particular. Same with the other ones. I didn't not like any of these books as I started them. It's supposed to be a really emotional story, and that was kind of what drew me to it. But I don't know, I really don't have much to say. Maybe I'll pick it up again in the future, maybe not. If any of these books that I haven't read is something that you've read and you're like, oh my god, you've should absolutely read that book, go back and get it. Then I'll go back and get it at the library after I move. But yeah, I still want to read this book. It does sound a little bit creepy, and I do like emotional things, so I think I will try it again. But yeah. And the final book, We Used to Live Here by Marcus Cleaver. Did I read it? Did I? I did read this one, and I really love this one. This one was my favorite one so far. Basically, this couple finds a house for a really, really good deal and is fixing it up, and then this family shows up one day and is like, hey, we used to live here. Can we come in and look around and show my kids? And the main character, Eve, is like, I guess so, because she's a people pleaser and like didn't want to be rude. So they come in and then they like don't leave. Like things just keep happening and they keep hanging out. And Eve is stressing out and she's hoping that her girlfriend Charlie comes over soon. And stuff happens. The family ends up staying the night and it gets weird. It's like a spooky house, glitch in the matrix, what is reality type of novel. And I loved it. I love all of those things. And I found out actually that the author is a really well-known author on r/NoSleep. So I'm like, of course a Redditor is the author of this book that I really, really enjoyed. I read it so fast. I read it in a day. I couldn't put it down. It was so good. It was so good. So yeah, so those were the 7 books that I got from the library. I read 3 of them, which isn't terrible. And last year, I read 1 book. So I'm doing a lot better this year. I actually have already read more than 3 books this year. I think I've read 11 now. And yeah, it feels really good to read books. So, you know, I may have gotten excited and got too many books from the library and then overwhelmed myself. So then that led me to not reading the books that I unwrapped on my TBR yet. But at least I read some books. So yeah, so I'll return those all tomorrow. And then I can really focus on Dracula. I should have read this book a long time ago. How can I call myself a fan of vampires and say, oh my god, I love vampires so much, if I haven't even read the vampire book? That's fake fan behavior. I also haven't seen Nosferatu yet. And you know what's worse? I have a wallet that says Dracula on it, and I carried that around for like 2 years, and I haven't even read it. So why would I do that? I think I will really, really enjoy this book. So I really must read it. I also really think I'm gonna enjoy this book too, but you know, I'm not thinking about this book as much because this book had been unwrapped for a lot longer, and I feel bad that I haven't really read it yet. So I will finish both of these before part 3. Ooh, I'm a little further than I thought. I said 15 pages. I'm actually 40 pages into this. I do like it so far. I like the writing style. I like the atmosphere. And then when I'm done with it, I'll be so proud of myself. I'll be like, oh my god, I read a classic. All right, well, I think that's all for today. If you read any of the books that I mentioned today that I haven't read and you really think I should read them, let me know. Let me know. I did pick up all of these books for a reason. They all do sound interesting, and I didn't put any of them down because I was like, this is shit. I'm not gonna read this, you know. I just stopped reading them. That just happens, you know? So yeah, let me know if there's any that I should pick up again. And thank you for watching. If you like this content or you like me, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!